In the city's 2 weeks tour change report from July 2020, the Office of Planning and Community Development recommended that past discriminatory redlining practices should be acknowledged. Redlining was a network of federal, state, and city regulations and practices that prevented Black people from buying homes in Melrose prior to 1968. The effects of redlining on Melrose persist today. How should the city acknowledge past discriminatory redlining practices? And we will start with Ms. Hammer.
Great, thank you. So one of the 2 weeks to change memos that I came upon recently was from our historical commission. And they talk about having accurate history lessons for everyone. And I agree. We'll talk more about this later when we talk about that topic. But similar to the work that they have done in Black History Month, and we need to have more educating around for our entire community around the history on zoning and how it relates to decisions that are made today. So paraphrasing from the Historical Commission's memo, they've offered to continue to work to educate the public about the history of people of color and other marginalized groups in Melrose's past. Through publications, public presentations, the Melrose Historical Commission will continue to research and bring these otherwise forgotten stories and people to the forefront of our community's attention. So while preliminary conversations with the Melrose School Committee Chair indicated an interest in developing some of this local history with the commission, the possibility should be explored to further include the history of people of color and other marginalized groups in Melrose. And anything that we do for our students, anything that they're learning, the rest of us in the public need access to as well. We all have gaps in our in our history lessons from multiple generations. So as we learn together as a community, we will grow together as a community. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Medeiros Solano.
Thank you. Yes, we need to acknowledge this reality and move forward with a comprehensive plan to help people of color purchase homes in Melrose. Redlining is wrong, it's illegal, and it will not be tolerated. The message needs to be reinforced and communicated clearly within our financial community. One of the best ways to acknowledge such practices is to create ways to increase home ownership opportunities for Black people to the extent that is possible. So as discussed earlier, we can look at possibly creating more down payment assistance programs or microloan programs, both publicly and or privately for low income or first time home buyers, and increasing the number of affordable units in Melrose could help all people of colors, and they're areas that I'm committed to exploring as mayor. Thanks.
Thank you. Ms. Grigoritis.
Thank you. Just absolutely, the impacts of redlining need to be publicly acknowledged and be a part of the framework as we continue to move to developing future housing policy for the city. Again, through my work with victims and survivors of violence, I know that we need to that those that have been directly harmed must be centered and acknowledged in any acknowledgement as we work to move forward. I have learned that we need to acknowledge that harm. We need to validate lived experiences. We need to validate the repercussions of systemic discrimination. We need to feel comfortable with the fact that there is not one day of justice, and we need to look to those that are harmed to help us provide them with what they feel is justice. Thank you.